find a way to run from the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Okay, today is June 3rd, 2021, and it's 4:04 a.m. All right, 1,097 subscribers. Any new subscribers, welcome. I hope you enjoy my channel. All right, yesterday I did, whatever I recorded, I quickly edited them for you guys to watch tomorrow, Friday, and I cut it into two. The first part you're gonna see it in the morning, and the second part is gonna be at night, and you guys could do some live chat and stuff like that. So now let me go on Twitter and see what's going on.
So we shall do what women do. We shall talk.
All right, so I didn't bookmark anything. Let me see what is on Twitter actually. Let's see here. Lola, Michelle, all of a sudden it's quote, "It was a different time," end quote, forgetting that it's an institution that pride itself on never changing. Okay, so something is going on. I'm a little bit in the dark right now. So usually when things like that happen, the best thing is to go to Omid, see what's going on. Okay, let's see this one. The Me You Can't See features non-famous folks, a first responder dealing with trauma from the pandemic, a college student battling depression and trying to make her immigrant mother understand her struggle, and Syrian children living in a refugee camp. All right, so again, I still haven't had the time to watch it again, so something I need to see. Okay, Prince Harry and Oprah's documentary series. Okay, what is this? This is the next tweet because there's no comment on there. Vocal coach Stuart Pearce, who trained Diana for her public engagement, quote, Diana was decades ahead of her time. She changed the world with hope, empowerment, kindness, and authenticity. That's the guy I usually be putting on the some of his videos that he fought to get back. All right, let's one comment. Very powerful words from Stuart Pearce, quote, I felt that what Meghan was actually living through was a spirit of revelation. Wow, the spirit of transparency that Diana was trying to achieve. What? That was, 2 days ago, June 1st. Today is June 3rd. Should I go into this? Let me go in it and see what's going on. I'll leave the link in the description. Let's see. Princess Diana's friend says Meghan Markle is more like her than Palace wishes to acknowledge. Okay, everybody else sees that except for the Palace. They're forcing the other one to be like Princess Diana, and at the same time they didn't like Princess Diana at her time, and then they're forcing the other one to be like Princess Diana. But when they get Meghan, who is like Princess Diana, they don't like her. So you could see, without even trying, just because they don't like Meghan, you could see Meghan is like Princess Diana. All right, let me read some part of it and then I'll leave the link in the description for you guys. Okay, Meghan Markle is getting some major support from one of Princess Diana's closest friends in her final years, and it might be something the palace doesn't want to hear. Vocal coach Stuart Pearce, who trained Diana for her public engagement, sees many similarities between the two women. Okay? Quote, Diana was a decade ahead of her time. She changed the world with hope, empowerment, kindness, and authenticity. Pearce told The Sun. Those qualities are something he sees in the Duchess of Sussex, who also wants to be a, quote, a female empowerment pioneer, end quote, just like her late mother-in-law. Both women set out to, quote, speak her truth, end quote. Definitely. Yep, Diana and the Martin Bashir Panorama interview, and Meghan and the Oprah Winfrey interview. Whew. As I'm reading this, I'm starting to think, I hope, let's just hope. We just need to pray. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Pearce believed that the behind-the-scenes royal revelation in both interviews show how little has changed within the monarchy, and that the two women were doing their best to improve things at the palace, not hurt the royal family. Quote, there is a vibrational difference, but the point is that the courage, the sensitivity that it took to come forth with those revelations was outstanding, end quote, he said. And he continues, I felt that what Meghan was actually living through was the spirit of revelation, the spirit of transparency that Diana was trying to achieve. It's refreshing to hear from someone who knew Diana personally come out and support the Duchess of Sussex. The Meghan naysayers are often the noisiest headline grabbers. Yep, the one with the mic. Yep. So the public only hears negative stories about her. If they think of Diana intent with the Bashir interview and see the parallels to the purpose of the Winfrey interview, the royal critics will see that the two women have a very similar purpose, and that was to make her voice heard. Okay, before you go click here. All right. Oh, so that was it. That was it. So there's some comment in here. Let's see here. They are both different families with different goals. Royal haters are having a field day. However, the British royal family will continue as it has for centuries, with the exception that Will and Kate are young, fresh, and relatable. What? Relatable? Are you sure? Royal who enjoy what they do and do not need to compare to Meghan and Harry. No comment on the other two, as they have already made their own place in society. Alright, very well said. Both Diana and Meghan only have one goal, and that was to use their platform to spread love, joy, and bring attention, resolution to the causes they support, all of which brought only positive attention to the royal family, who unfortunately lack the intelligence to realize that when any one of them wins, they all win. Yep, that is true. And as a result, two of the so-called family leaders, Charles and William, went out of their way to destroy both women because they felt threatened by their brilliance. Of all the royal wives, both Diana and Meghan had true generosity of spirit and emotional intelligence, especially Meghan, who has lived a life of service as an activist and philanthropist since she was 12 years old, long before she met Harry. They wanted her to do or be less in order not to overshadow the other royal wives whose interest before Meghan arrived seems limited to dressing up and smiling for the camera, just as Charles had wanted Diana to blend into the background. Sadly, Diana left too soon, but thankfully Meghan, along with her loving husband, will carry on shining and positively impacted millions of lives globally in spite of all the palace-sponsored smear campaign against them. That is true. That is true. Okay, I agree with the writer of this article concerning the interview Princess Diana and Meghan Markle engaged in. First and foremost, Meghan is a woman of grace, talent, and endearing, loyal friend. She seeks to empower, encourage, support women and girls everywhere. Meghan is a loving, supporting wife and mother, and choose not to form my opinion from the UK media and tabloid culture, or calculated smear campaign against Prince Harry and his lovely wife, Meghan Markle. They are a generous couple who genuinely desire to help others and make a positive impact in this world. There is indeed too much jealousy, petty gossip, criticism, and many false narratives out about them. The unsubstantiated amount of hate, virtual slander, and disrespect is unwarranted, unfair, just plain wrong. I wholeheartedly agree why then Lady Colin Campbell initiated petition to have Prince Andrew stripped of his title. This is the old double standard on display. It is worse. The conscious biasness at its worst is when William and Kate say or do something anything, it is met with optimism, praise, and accolades. When Harry and Meghan says or does something anything, it is met with criticism, negativity, judgment, and outright profane verbal attack on their character. However, they have grown closer, more supportive, and loving toward each other because of this. I truly admire this couple. They are an amazing, unique, forward-thinking couple. Prince Harry won't lose his titles. Okay, so there's one more comment. Let's see here. Actually, three more. Okay, in some ways, perhaps neither one has had chutzpah for what it takes to be a working royal. What? Okay, it's never-ending task. My goodness, did you see the work that they were doing? Diana, however, had the breeding of engaging personality that endearing her to everyone. You know what? However, had the breeding, engaging personality that endearing her to everyone, especially because it is lousy marriage she endure. Meghan has none of those above quality and is a phony baloney who has endeared herself to no one, only to the Hollywood fairy tale. It got 30 dislike, but 7 up. Whatever. They are both lovely on the outside and lost soul on the inside. Meghan doesn't have any lost soul in the inside. The thing is that the palace was trying to make her lose her soul, and then she got out of it before it's too late. Okay, the only things they have in common. Nah. Serena, how are you doing? That's this one right here. Did she have 2 comments in here? Yep, 2 comments. They probably pay her to comment in this thing. Both of the things that she said was out of the world kind of comment. Alright, so I have this in the description. You guys could check it. Alright, let's see here. Quote, but it is now clear this process is far from merely symbolic. The documents uncovered by the Guardian provide a remarkable evidence that this process accords the Queen's advisors a genuine opportunity to negotiate. What is this about now? Okay. The Queen has more power over British law than we ever thought. Oh, of course. Alright. Now we know that the mysterious Queen consent is more than just a procedural formality. It must be scrapped, says Adam Tucker. People's getting closer to... Of course. Can you imagine him and the other one to have the same power as she does? Hell no. Okay, with the government over changes and proposed law that they do something secure such changes. Okay, did people really believe Queen Elizabeth II wasn't involved and influenced in her government? Come on, figurehead was just a way to deflect. Exactly. Okay, now let's see what's going on here. Again, there's another thing I'm going to leave in the description. The Queen has more power over British law than we ever thought. A damn talker. And now we know that mysterious Queen consent is more than just a procedural formality. It must be scrapped. Okay, the Guardian investigation revealed new detail on the impact of, quote, Queen's consent, end quote, and our legal system marks a significant advance in our understanding of an archaic and mysterious part of the UK institution. It should prompt, this is again, alright, this is a heads up to all of the Brits, okay, who keeps on with right now with the Tory in place. Believe me, they're gonna make this probably more stronger than we ever think. Alright, so this is all the red flag for you guys. Okay, it should prompt grave concern about the practice's continued existence. Queen's consent is a procedural rule internal to the working of Parliament and of unclear origin, which requires the monarch's consent to be obtained for certain types of legislation. Before they can be presented for final approval by her House of Parliament, it must not be confused with the equally archaic process of royal assent, which, in contrast, is well understood, applied to legislation already approved by both Houses of Parliament, and which is widely accepted as being purely symbolic in almost all realistic circumstances. The anti-democratic potential of the consent process is obvious. It gives the Queen a possible veto, okay, to be exercised in secret over proposed laws, but there has been no way to know whether it was realistic, that potential, or not, and so no way to know how damaging the process might be, because its workings have previously remained hidden from public views. Okay, well, I mean, we all know that. Why was you guys didn't realize that? Look at why I was saying I'm a little bit scared for Meghan lawsuit. Okay, the copyright lawsuit. Why did I tell you? And again, even though based on what's in the book, she should win, and of course she won her thing. The thing I was afraid of is, the only reason that they let it go is because if she refused to not take this further, is because Meghan was willing to spill the beans. All right, Meghan wasn't trying to spill the beans. That's why she went in and said she wants a review, okay, of her thing. I hope I'm using the correct term. So they let it go. And the thing with the Johnny Depp thing, if you were not paying attention when it was in the UK, at least pay attention to what's going with the one that's going in Virginia. You see how much lies they keep on uncovered every day about this woman. And then with all the thing that went in the UK, he proved his case, and then for it to go that way, alright, that's because, someone was against the actor. All right, it was a ploy to really shut them off, but this girl is paying for the price here, and hopefully, nothing goes under the table still. Even though they're uncovering everything now, anything could go south when it comes to the rulings and stuff. All right, so everybody saw it except people in the UK. Alright, in particular, two key aspects have generally been unavailable in the public domain. The range of legislation that is subject to the process as it goes through Parliament, and the significance of the process, whether it is merely symbolic or procedural steps, or involve genuine reflection and negotiation on the content of proposed laws. This week's investigation uncovers significant examples of both. Again, when William went to Scotland, all right, why do you think they were like, no, don't show this, for Channel 4 not to show the meeting between William and the other one? All right, they all practicing the things they've been doing for years. All right, let me continue. Until now, the main indication of the range of legislation subject to the process was a pamphlet intended to guide the Parliament lawyers who select which proposal required consent and which don't. The Queen's consent is needed, according to the pamphlet, for any legislation that will affect, quote, the prerogative, the hereditary revenues, the Duchy of Lancaster or Duchy of Cornwall, and personal or property interests of the Crown. Yet, although it gives example, the pamphlet does not reveal in detail what kind of legislation meet those criteria and how seriously they must impact those interests before the consent process is invoked. Pretty much anything that will they look at all angles. Let's say they put a law that's going forward, and whatever. I'm just gonna use the U.S. system because that's what I'm a little bit more familiar than the UK. All right, let's say a law passed in the House of Representatives. All right, now it goes to the Senate. Now the Senate goes into it and they pass it. Now it will go to the president. The president has to sign it to make it into law, and that's where I believe, in my understanding of what I just read, somewhat. All right, before the president sign it, the president can veto it. All right. So in other words, the queen become like the president. All right. She either veto it or send it back and make some more correction. But what happened is that before she sign it, she has her people look at it in every angle, how the law can be will affect her interests, like the Duchy of Cornwall. If someone were to bring something to court, how is it going to affect her properties and how it's affect anything that she owns? So if she sees something, a possibility that she could be sued or something that will affect her interests, she sent it back and said, no, I don't want this. Fix that. Put this in there to cover her property. This kind of thing. That's the way I'm getting it. Again, I use the U.S. system to somewhat explain my understanding of what is being said here. Okay? We now know there has been a persistent practice of applying those criteria so broadly that significant amount of legislation regulating otherwise quite ordinary activities have required consent. The Queen pays tax, so for example, finance laws require consent. The Queen is an employer, so if she's so she doesn't need to get taxed. This is just a BS here. She paid tax. Why is she getting money? Paying tax on what? Okay, it's like a revolving door. She pretend the money goes in and then it comes right back to her. All right, she's not paying any tax. All right, it's just a word on paper. She's not paying any tax. If she is, though, she should not be getting the taxpayers' money. All right, so if she's making money, she doesn't need to get the taxpayers' money. The Queen pays tax. So, for example, finance laws require consent. The Queen is an employer. So, for example, child support and pension laws require consent. Why do you think pension laws require consent? Because the Duchy of Cornwall. All right. But from what I understand is that if someone who lives, I don't know, in the Duchy of Cornwall who don't have a will, okay, that person die. Guess who get the property? All right, it goes to Charles. He owns it. So that's why they want consent. They want to make sure something that goes there, it stays for them. Okay, it's like when you go to Vegas, they said the house always went. It's this kind of thing here, and so on. Quite superficial connection to the interests of the crown are sufficient to trigger the Queen's involvement. All right, they're just protecting their asset, and anything to their benefit, they want that. All right. Even less information has been available on the substance of the process once triggered. All correspondence containing requests for consent, replies, and the documentation of any related discussion have always been shrouded in absolute privacy. The only clues to their existence is the routine formulaic confirmation in Parliament whenever consent has been given, which reveal nothing about the process to which that consent was secured. So it has been impossible to ascertain whether this is an essentially symbolic process comparable with royal consent and perhaps justifiable as symbolically acknowledging the Queen as a formal part of legislature. or whether it provide or had the potential to be used as a genuine opportunity for the Queen to veto legislation or influence policy. You see, this is what I was saying. I use the US system. All right, she become like the president over there. She either veto it or sign it, or meaning okay it, pretty much. All right, so that's the thing here. I was right. All right, she just look at it and see how it's gonna affect her, how it benefit her. If it's to not benefit her, she veto it and send it back and said, no, something needs to add or put a clause somewhere to benefit her. All right, but this is now clear. This process is far more merely symbolic. The documents uncovered by the Guardian provide remarkable evidence that this process accords the Queen's advisors, okay, a genuine opportunity to negotiate with the government over changes and proposed laws. Okay, this is where her lawyers come in to look at it, how it's gonna benefit her. All right. And bring it to her attention. Okay, we don't like this wording in here. Maybe you should change it. Something else should be put in, things like that. All right, and then they explain to the Queen how it could affect her interests. Okay, that they do something secure such changes before giving consent, that they are even prepared to threaten to withhold consent to secure their policy preferences. You see, I was right. That's exactly that. All right, if she doesn't sign it, she hold it hostage and say no, it's not gonna go forward. So what needs to be done here is to remove her consent from anything. All right, the thing is that her consent would have been perfect if she was for the people, if she was for the country, but no, it's only for themselves. That's the thing here, because a lot of time you have elected officials who's there for their own interests. So if the Queen, who is the head of the thing of the country, you know, was was looking out for the people of the country, you will say yes, maybe she could have that position, but she's not. She's not. She's only for herself and her buddies, who's, you know, putting all those laws and stuff like that. So this is something where people have to talk out loud and say this needs to be gone, okay, and vote on it and say they don't need her consent. The country could take care of itself, and this is where they abolish the monarchy. All right, this degree of involvement in the legislative process is unjustifiable. It is a serious constitutional mistake that has survived only through being obscured. And the famous formulation, the Queen in our constitutional monarchy has the right, quote, to be consulted, to advise, and to warn, end quote. It is now clear that the process of Queen's consent goes beyond boundaries of legitimate involvement set by those rights. Okay? Yep. Okay, in 2014, a Parliament committee contemplated the abolition of the process, but expressly relying on the fact that they saw, quote, no evidence to suggest the legislation is ever altered. All right, the Queen probably sent out his word and said, nope, don't even bring that. Don't even bring that. All right, the members concluded it was purely, quote, a formal process. Yeah, right. This is just a little thing here. But if this one has the right to withhold the thing, a consent or veto the thing, nah, it's more than that. Convinced by its countervailing symbolic values, they stopped short of recommendation abolition. The revelation this week should prompt members of Parliament to revisit that 2014 decision. There is no place for this process in the working of a 21st century democracy. Why do you think they threw that waste bait of all this stuff? And there is a couple things that I've read, some tweets that I've read where they said something where the tabloid sort of shaped people's mind to choose between two. Okay, between Harry or William, or between, you know, black or white or whatever. All right, not like this, but I'm just saying in general, where they shape the people's mind and to choose between, you know, good or bad. All right, and what happened is that the British was a way to secure that. All right, they threw that race bait, and then you got those Tories in line, and this is not gonna change anytime soon, because everybody, from what I understand, the Tory who just won here is gonna secure that process for the Queen. Okay, is gonna secure that from being abolished. All right. So if they have serious people who's there, maybe, but who knows? This will never be done. All right. All right, you read 18 article in the last past year. I did? I didn't even know that. All right, so I'll leave this in the description. That's from The Guardian. All right, so that's 2 articles that I read here in 30 minutes. All right, did people really believe Queen Elizabeth II wasn't involved or influenced in her government? Come on, come on, figurehead was just a way to deflect. Yep. All right, so that's that. Let me like it. All right. Next tweet, what else? Okay, I don't want to read anymore. These 2 things that I just read, these 2 articles were pretty good. All right, next tweet. Okay, the media game and changing knowledgeable people see it athletic and also in celebrities emboldening. Okay, what happened here? So there's Marcus Rashford. All right, let's see here. Mental health is health. Wishing Naomi Osaka all the best. Okay, also important for sport leagues and sport media to take note. The unbundling thanks to the internet tech is happening to every single industry. This new era is one where athletes will have more and more leverage than ever before. Support them, protect them, invest in them. Okay, this sounds like something that could have been in the tweets that I read yesterday because I made them into 2 videos separately. The Naomi Osaka thing. All right, let's see here. Fans, do you care about the mental health of athletes? Start here on social media. Support apps that protect users from hate and harassment and challenge the ones that don't to do better. Okay, and report the toxic users whenever you see them. As I read this, and it crossed my mind also yesterday, but I failed to bring it up. I see here the thing that Harry Ben's fighting for, the negative things with things that's going, social media and the tabloid and all of this. All of this is part of, I see, is a thing that Harry has been starting. And now people are starting to take notice in different shape because you have different branches of people who's bringing out the wrong that is affecting them in a different way. It's like Harry is like the tree, okay, who has the full stump and things like that. Naomi Osaka is a branch of that tree, okay, and here as I'm reading this is another branch of that tree of Harry's kind of core principle of what he's been fighting for. Okay, let's see here. To read Marcus Breakfast just last week. Let's see here. Oh my God, a lot of good articles that I'm seeing here. Europa League's final. Marcus Rashford received at least 70 racial slurs. My goodness. Okay, Manchester United have suggest other players also suffered abuse, but did not specify who. Okay, so this is kind news. Let me finish read these and then I'll go in that article. Right, people hate change, but the world is changing. Tradition and old system are being challenged or thrown out the window. Just because something has been done forever doesn't mean we should keep doing it. Exactly. And the thing with Naomi Osaka thing here is that the thing that the French were gonna do is to use her as an example, and it backfired big time. And with Naomi Osaka, where she said, okay, playing by the rules, by the way, I'm willing to pay the fine, but I don't want to talk to any media because I want to focus on the game, and I already have some sort of anxiety talking in front of camera and stuff like that. So I'm willing to pay the fine and move on and focus on the tournament. And then what they try to do is here, she's willing to pay the fine, and then because she's willing to pay the fine for the French people to start bashing her, and then you start hearing from the Wimbledon and the other one, I believe US Open, were putting their heads together to prevent her from participating. That, I think they took those tweets out because I can't come across of it anymore. But other people have seen it, where they were gonna prevent her just because she was willing to follow the rule that they set. Pay the fine and then just continue focus on playing. They were gonna punish her some more, prevent her from participate in the other the other opens. All right, it's when people start calling foul protests. Okay, I was part of the protest, putting tweets out and said boycott the French Open 2021 or something like that, and I think it was just 2 tweets that I put out, right? So when they hear the push out, and that's when you hear a different tune. And I think I come across the Wimbledon who put out a tweet saying they support her and all of this. And then on the comment section, you hear some people who was bashing them and said it's a little bit too late and stuff like that. All right. So just because people need to really speak out, you know, those players are on social media, if anything. All right. After a game, when they really, the adrenaline rush is no longer there, they're resting. If they feel like going on social media to respond to some questions, maybe, another thing is maybe those platforms, let's say the Wimbledon, that's another idea. The US Open, the French Open, have a platform, create a account for them, for those players to have account where the Wimbledon is, those system have control, where almost like the Facebook kind of thing. Okay, but only players can have account here, not other public, but public who go in and have a section for the people to go and write their question, or the media could go in and write their question, and the players, when they feel like it at their own time, all right, or maybe they give them a time frame, maybe, and respond to those questions. Okay, or I don't know. So that's the only way, another way that they could approach it, instead of pressuring them right after a game or before a game, for them to go and sit and talk to those people. That's what I think here. All right, let's see here. And then they have full access with the friend. I could write Marcus Radford any question that I want, and eventually, if he decided to answer it, if it's a reasonable question, most likely he will respond. If it's a stupid question, he'll pretend he never seen it. All right. We love Osaka. We support Naomi Osaka. Self-care, self-love, mental health is important. Okay, brought this up to student today. 100% supported Naomi and said mental health was more important than press. Yep, there it is. And then the thing is that the press, they felt like, because back then their tactic maybe could have been used or maybe important, but now with different ways of communication, is that they use their platform, meaning like the tabloid, not all, some reporters, they use their platform as if they're God, okay? Like there's no other way. Without me, people will never know you exist. When in fact, no. Okay, we don't need them anymore. So they abuse their power to insult, okay, to put negative thing out there. Look what's happening with Meghan. All right, you hear all sort of reporting, articles, thousands of articles about her, all negative. All right, so they shape people's mind, and the thing is that they abuse it. They abuse it, where now we're saying, okay, we don't need you no more. All right, if you can't report the truth, we don't need you anymore. This is what's happening here, and it's really sad for young people who probably wants to go in that profession, where they're being cast as part of the old system, where the old people abuse that system to the fullest, where people are saying, we don't need you no more because you're affecting my mental health. All right, this is the thing that's going on here. All right, and it's said that young reporters are being, they're not gonna get that same opportunity to see those people face to face, but they're gonna have to adjust to the new way of life. It's through social media. Contact your, whoever you want to talk to through social media. All right. Those players don't really have to be too active on social media, but at least create an area for them to communicate with those people. Okay, in short, don't be a jerk. All right, let's see here. BB Bango. Okay, yeah, but interesting to note when she claimed her depression started. Okay, her depression started after her 2018 US Open win against Serena, when the crowd booed her and she started crying, and then Serena had to tell her, the crowd, to stop booing her. How is that strange? Wow, that is true. That is true. And then look at it. I mean, this is something I understand that you have to you have your fan of somebody, you're fanatic of somebody, but when it comes to sport, you have to fight to win. Okay, the fight is in the court, not bashing people in the background and stuff like that. All right, damn, this is it. And this is the thing here. This is how I got into volleyball, because I used to play basketball. When I play basketball, the girls were so freaking savage on the thing, and I was pretty good in basketball at that time. All right, the savage cursing on the court, the scratching and all of that. I was like, you know what? I love the game, but I don't think I want to be fighting on the court. So I wanted to play a different sport where me versus the other player, there's a boundary, and it becomes the net. All right. And that's how I get involved into volleyball. And I master it at my level, but not good enough to go pro, But and I play at college level. All right, so I could see that. Yeah, people were booing her, and that probably affected her since then. And then, wow, that's really sad. I didn't think about it. Yeah, I read in other things that it was after the 2018, her mental health stuff. And then you look at here, Serena is supporting her. All right, it's supporting her. And you have people in some of the comment section, so if you can handle it while you playing and stuff like that. No, the mental health aspect that they throwing at her is not part of the game. The game here, she loved the game. Okay, I'm just paraphrasing. Maybe she doesn't, but she just decided to play. I don't know. You have to love the game to be at that level. All right, there's no way. All right, so she enjoyed the game. She mastered it where she's at this level. All she wants to do is play. She doesn't want to talk to people. And then you see in the two videos that I put, you see there's a video of Serena Williams talking to the media, and then you see how the reporter was putting her down at her game. All right, she won the game, but that meant the player she was playing with was pretty good. So and then she managed herself to win the match. But my goodness, this is that mentality that's out there. So I'm not gonna read the article. All right, let's see here. This is the most excellent in light of what happened to Naomi Osaka. Calm app will pay the fine for any players opt out of 2021 Grand Slam media appearances for mental health reason, and will match the fine with $15,000 donation. Oh, what is this? This is new. Calm will also pay, I guess that's the name of the app, I don't know. Calm will also pay the fine for players opting out of 2021 Grand Slam media appearances for mental health reason. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, this is brilliant and such a flex. This is absolutely awesome. Good on you, Calm. All right, well, this is such a great idea. I did not hear about them before and was looking for meditation app, so this just made me subscribe for yearly plan. Really? Okay, mental health is health. Okay, I use the Calm app every night to help me sleep. The soundtrack of rain on leaves knocks me right out of muffle any noises from my roommates. Really? Is that the one that Harry... no, I was thinking this is the one Harry is working with. No, I don't think it. This is brilliant marketing. Yeah, you seriously can't get this great exposure with 15,000 worth of Facebook and Instagram ads. This is a steal. All right. Yeah. Hey, Calm. Thank you. I'm a subscriber and I don't use the app enough. Sigh. I will do better. Thank you for your support for athletes' mental health. Brilliant, beautiful gesture. All right. That's another way of saying, okay, this is another strike out saying, you know what? The players don't need to do those appearances anymore. All right, those tennis big wigs are just gonna find another way to undermine and punish athletes for not asking how high when they say jump. That's another way of looking at it, and that's what they were gonna do to Naomi until the public come after and said, no, we're gonna boycott you if you keep on punishing her. That is true. Okay, good. Now we need sponsors to pressure sport industries not to remove players from tournaments when facing a player who's willing and able to accept the fines. Yeah. Okay, this is incredible. Make sure to account for income taxes appropriately. Will be a kick in the teeth to get nailed by the IRS. All right, $14.99 is a limit for gifts. Interesting. Well done, Calm app will be subscribing. Okay, this is amazing. I have thought about trying this app for a while now. Now I'm sold. French Open, Naomi Osaka, prioritize mental well-being. Calm. All right, so people are agreeing with it. All right, so this is something I didn't know about. All right, Calm app. I have to look it up. I never heard of them. Okay, come through, Miss Karma. All right, what is that, Miss Karma? What's going on now? Okay, I swear everything folks are claiming are a lie will be revealing as truth, and I am here for it. So something must be must come out that prove what Harry and Meghan have said. Okay, our ancestors come through, black ancestors. This is what I'll be saying. You guys better, if you're not into religious or something, at least say something positive to the universe. Let your ancestors, those who have gone before us unwillingly, where their life was cut short, you know, say something to them. That's Tina. I'm here for it. Always on time. Love your new profile pic. Oh, so that's that. Who's this? All right. Let's see here. You know what? I need to go on. What is this now? This is new. 1 minute ago. Prosecutors have asked a judge to sentence Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer found guilty of murder Floyd, to 30 years in prison. That should be life. That should be life. Nothing reasonable about that. The man is a convicted murderer. Sheesh. That should be life. There's people, a lot of, a lot of African American minorities go to jail for 30 years more for things that they didn't do. All right, 30 years is too short. It should be for life. All right, let's look here. What I'm looking for, Omid. Let's see if Omid has something. Because too many things that's going on that's not real. Okay, I read this. Okay, fascinating report by The Guardian, which unearthed documents in the UK Nat Archive, which revealed that palace officials ban could color immigrant or foreigners from serving in clerical roles in the royal household until at least the late 1960s. Wow. You know, as I just read this, what just popped up in my mind is that there was a black Brit who is a lawyer. Okay, I think they call them barristers or something like that. A lawyer in the UK, where she was somewhere, I guess in court. I forgot the term they use over there. And then they were closing the door on her, and she was like, "I'm supposed to be there because, you know, she's representing someone." All right, it was to something, a conversation, or it could have been a YouTube video that I was watching that I came across this. Wow. So until at least late 1960s. Wow. Let me see some of the comment. Tottenham school visit announcement and 3-2-1. Okay. I dare them to go to Brixton, Wentworth Square. Okay. What is that here? Okay. Remember, they never been back to Grenfell. The anniversary is coming up on the 14th of June. Let's see what they do. Okay. Oh, why? Or these Commonwealth countries, especially in African countries, still have a relationship with these people. Okay, it's also called money, and because the top civil servant all think Betty Crew are superior to them. Sadly, some of these countries have been blindsided by the pomp and ceremonies BS. Remember, they came with guns, measles, and Bible in their hands and full of several nations. All right, let's see here. Even more respect to Barbados then. The most important. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm not gonna. I read too many articles already. The documents also shed light on how Buckingham Palace negotiated controversial clauses that remain in place to this day, exempting the Queen and her household from laws that prevent race and sex discrimination. How is that thing going on? There wasn't there supposed to be some sort of investigation of something? So many investigations since Meghan left. I don't even know anymore. But anyway, and that never happened in Meghan's home country. All right. I mean, well, at least we know, but them, they're pretending it doesn't exist. Let's see here. What does this have to do with Meghan? Your horrible queen is racist. Everyone knows of America's racist history. Nobody denies that. There it is. This conversation is about exemption sought by your racist queen that still exists today. Focus on the old bad. Leave Meghan out of this. Okay, I think your tweet says more about your character, sadly. Nobody is asking you to like our queen. She is just that ours, and we love and respect her. Your reviews are irrelevant. Like I said, sort your own house. What Meghan has to do with this completely? That's how they try to change the subject. The thing is about the UK. Where did Meghan had to come into that? Then she left. She realized she didn't want it. All right, she left and go back to her racist country. All right, and we're still fighting for it. All right, let's see here. You brought American Meghan named up. She lives in America now, and this story has nothing to do with her. Exactly. Okay, nobody with a brain understand that there will most likely be this type of bias within the family, but wasn't a civil rights movement going on in the U.S. Okay, that's why we're still fighting. Okay, when we look at the Chauvinov thing here, all right, we went to court, they won the thing here, but wasn't civil rights movement going on the U.S. I'm sure other European monarchies have similar past. Doesn't mean anything except to learn from it. All right, let's see here. All right, the fight continue. You think they're just gonna let this thing go like that? All right, just like when players are playing on the court, you think they're just gonna let you win? That's why they're still fighting. People are still fighting till this day. All right, each time there's a couple step forward, all right, they want to take us back. Look what happened with Trump. You would think Trump would have won. He assured us he was gonna win with all of the BS he put in place. All right, but because we stood our ground, we stand in line and let our voice go, guess what? We won. And look what's happening. There's the fall back again. All right, look all the laws they're putting all in down south, where they're taking putting more roadblocks for people to vote. Okay, you think they're just gonna let us win like that? People still have to fight. Okay, they let the disease, the pandemic get into the country thinking people will be afraid. The minute I knew how the pandemic is passed on, and I said, you know, I keep my distance to stay alive, but I said nothing is gonna hold me back from not going vote. As soon as my state was allowed early voting, my ass went to the place. Okay, I didn't even have to wait until the day of election. At the minute they let me vote, I went and vote. All right, there was no line, nothing. All right, nothing was gonna stop me from voting. So people have to fight and let it be known. You know, and guess what? If we fight, people come together and see the wrong that is being put in place. Guess what? A lot of those laws that they put could be scratched out. All right. The thing is that we have to keep on fighting. Okay? Nobody's gonna let you win like that. No matter what they do, you see them killing young black people on the street and all of that. We're still pushing forward. All right, they think we're moving one by one and stuff like that is gonna stop people. The more they do their nonsense, is more eyes that is being opened by people who wasn't even paying attention. All right, leave Meghan out of this. We're still fighting. Okay, shock, I tell you. All right, whatever happened to the so-called diversity czar? That's the thing. I couldn't remember. Diversity czar that Buckingham Palace was going to employ. That's exactly that thing I was thinking about. I forgot the term that they use. Let me just get out of there. So that's that with Omid. Okay, okay, I'm following. His thing never popped up on my thing. What else is he talking about that the squad are putting in code? Let's see, 23 hours ago, yesterday, Buckingham Palace have announced the Queen Platinum Jubilee Weekend celebration for June 2020. 2022, including Trooping the Colors, serving of Thanksgiving Derby at Epsom Racecourse, Platinum Party at the Palace Concert, Big Jubilee Lunch, and the Platinum Jubilee Pageant thread. Let's see here. The Queen is the British monarch to celebrate a Platinum Jubilee, having acceded to the throne on 6 January 1952 when she was 25 years old. Okay, so 1952, and the thing that they were saying was until 1960. So which means, let's give her, all right, some of you may not like that. Let's just give where credit is due. Maybe, okay, maybe the Queen, you know what, let me not even say it. All right, it's after she ascended to the throne. Okay, Her Majesty has celebrated her silver, golden, and diamond jubilee. All right, if she had opened her mouth and put a stop to some of the things, maybe people will not be looking so close. Let's see here. Next year, Platinum Jubilee will include Trooping the Color, lighting of Platinum Jubilee beacons, serving the Thanksgiving, St. Paul's, London, a live concert, Platinum Party at the Palace, the Big Jubilee Lunch, the Platinum Jubilee Pageant. Okay, the extended bank holiday weekend will see public event and community activities as well as national moment of reflection on the Queen's 70 years of service. Find out more. As I'm reading this, I'm thinking all these people who are struggling during the pandemic, how is that going to help them? How is that going to help them? The money that's going to spend on this. Because if they were saying they want people to come in and for tax purposes and all of that, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of people don't give a shit about this. More foreign people, a lot of them. There's still who probably will travel to go see it, but I don't think people who want to go there, especially the pandemic is still there. New branches, new different strain of that is being, they're letting go. And so I don't know. All right, let's see here. I think it's now time for her as the leader of Commonwealth to distribute the wealth of the Commonwealth to Commonwealth commoners. Okay, Her Highness Queen Elizabeth with my affection and love. All right, so there's those people. All right, so these are the people. Look at this. They forgot all those people who died. Party time. Okay. All right. Congrats to her. All right. Good for her. All right, so that's that. I remember covered this already. There's this here. Byline investigate. I covered that already. Obsessed Piers Morgan illegally targeting Princess Diana and her friend Jim Hewitt claim High Court papers. All right, so that's that. All right, what else? So I went to this. Let me go to my homepage. This is what happened when I didn't bookmark anything. Okay, Viola Davis, as one who also deals with social anxiety, I admire your courage and stand in solidarity with you. Naomi Osaka, Well Central Kitchen, protect your peace, your mental health matters. All right, so that's that. Let's see here. That's a good, nice picture of her. Okay, Viola, ti amo. All right, hey there, beautiful. Have you been Tanzania? Okay, this is in poor taste. Okay, anxiety is not self-inflicted. I think it's more like something you can catch like a disease. It stays with you too. You have to control it once you have it. I know from my own experience. Okay, so this is where she had control of it. This is the thing here. She know when she's in front of the camera, people asking her, her anxiety come. So she's trying to avoid that. And because of she's trying to avoid that, she was willing to pay the fine. Okay? So instead of finding a common ground for her, they were going to punish her some more. All right? So let's see. Anxiety can also be from adrenaline. Okay? That's the thing I was saying. I'm not even a doctor. I said it in my videos. It's already up. All right? It's already scheduled for you guys to see. I think I said, and I'll show you. Content. All right, there it is. There's that video here. Oh, I need to upload the other one. Oh, I think I'm uploading it now. This one. All right, check complete. No issues found. All right, so it's in one of those videos I already upload. See, the adrenaline thing is very important. All right, it's part of that when you're an athlete. All right, you're focusing, you're focusing on your craft and stuff like that. And then when they put that blockage of you to come down and speak to the reporters and stuff, and it bring a different set. Your mindset is off, and kind of things like that. I'm sure if they take this part out, you're probably gonna see some really mad competition going on where the athletes focusing on their work only. So what she just did here is probably gonna go across the board for other sports. Let's say football in the US, soccer and football and international football and all of that, and all sort of competition where they have to talk with the media and stuff like that. So Naomi Osaka just did a huge thing here. All right, anxiety can also come from adrenaline that doesn't completely just stop. Okay, like your body continually leaks just a little when it shouldn't be producing any. All right, producing any. The other theory I have: childhood trauma, persisting bad behavior from our parents who just didn't know better. All right, the thing with the adrenaline, that's the thing that I point out. And I put it, I think I said, I put to say, look, I'm not a psychologist, a doctor, anything like that, but at least, because when I was in college playing volleyball, that adrenaline that you have when you're ready to play, and then, I could feel that. This is adrenaline that she's not willing to face. All right, let's see. What is this here? Okay, why is the contract signed to get the 7 figures? Where does the social anxiety go? I just will like to understand from the person who only makes 5 figures. Then she answered that already. She was willing to pay the fine. That was the rule. She was willing to continue playing, but don't do that part because it was part of the contract. You don't want to do that part, you have to pay the fine. She was willing to pay the fine. Then they were changing the rule under her. Okay, if you don't play here, maybe you cannot compete in Wimbledon or the US, whatever, US Open and all of that. And that's when she said, I'm out. All right. They were bluffing her in one tweet that was saying that they they bet on her bluff and then she wasn't bluffing and kind of thing like that. I signed my contract throughout my career. I realized that I have anxiety, going through depression. I still show up in press meeting. I mean, I read this similar like that someplace else, but it's different. Okay, I've assisted for myself and skip out one. Let me finish with her thing. I skipped some stuff. Okay, I signed my contract throughout my career. I realized I have anxiety, going through depression. Okay, I still show up to the press meeting that berate my performance if I lost. I finally stand for myself and skip out on one seems like likely scenario. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, I would like to ask you a big favor. My mother's birthday is coming up. She is Alright, so you're saying so many days. Dear Viola, absolutely love you, my sister, and I understand you're an A-list celebrity, but you are too damn old, just as old as me. What? To be concerned with the opinion of some punk behind a keyboard. Okay, we then roll that way back. What the fuck? What is this? The thing is about her supporting solidarity with her, and you're seeing some other branches. Alright, let's see here. ABC News. One teen spent his Memorial Day weekend cutting all his hair off for a good cause. Okay, what's the cause? For Air Force. Okay, for the Air Force Academy donating hair to kids. Alright. Oklahoma governor signed bills naming portion of highway after. Okay. What is that? Let me see some of the comment here. My work is almost done. What the fuck? This is what highway being named will look like. What is it in New York? The West Side Highway, where he pay his name is on it. Okay, Oklahoma, LOL. Trump doesn't care. He wants something in New York. Nothing matters if he's not recognized in his hometown. All he can get is Oklahoma. Okay. But anyway, all right. If they make them sleep well at night. And she's Naomi. Example. I will show my children. Listen, babies. You can work hard to master your craft, but you do it on your own term and screw anyone if they don't like it. All right, so that's Pink. All right. For whatever it's worth, I'm proud of Naomi Osaka for putting her mental health, her well-being above everything. If we don't take care of our health, our wellness, well, then who will? That's exactly that. What do we have if we don't have our health? I've been saying that. All right. When you're sick, way before all of mental health thing, before the me you can't see can, I said once you're sick, all right, nothing matters anymore. Once you're in your bed, you can't get up to do anything. Nothing matters. And this is why I took the pandemic very seriously. I've said this. I said, once I get sick, I don't get sick easily, but when I do, it knocked me out completely. And I try not to get sick every chance that I get, which is our goal. So that mental health thing here, if she knows how far it could go, and she has a way of managing it, meaning Naomi Osaka, is not to go to speak to the media and stuff like that. So she's able to curb it in a way. So when they said, look, you have to do it or else we're going to punish you, and say, fine, I'm out. I don't want to play no more. And this is going to play a very pivotal role on other other players, all right, and other tournament. If some of the best is not there, okay, there should be an asterisk next to your name if you happen to be the player that wins the tournament. Okay, there's an asterisk because this one pulled out because they were gonna pull something under the hat to for her, and she pulled out of the game. All right, there should be an asterisk there saying that because you didn't play her. That's the thing here. You didn't see her play on the court because she dropped out. All right. So that's something people should take into consideration. If you want to be the best, you have to play the best. All right. Serena Williams have played her before. We know she's at the level of Serena Williams. So she is one of the best. Isn't she number 2 players or something like that? So this is the thing here. There should be an asterisk because she pulled out because they were finding her, pulling some, crazy thing under the hat because she was willing to play, but don't do the thing here. Just pay the fine. All right. For whatever it's worth, I'm proud of Naomi Osaka for putting her mental health, her well-being above everything. If we don't take care of our health, our well-being, the spacing is killing me. Our wellness, okay, well, then who will? What do we have if we don't have our health? Don't we know by now that success isn't worth our life? That's right. That is right. Okay, let me read all of her tweets and then I'll read couple comments here. Okay, also, Venus Williams, your answer to media scrutiny was everything and you are a goddess, and I just love and support the people in the world doing it, not the one talking about those doing it. That's a good way of it. So a lot of people have lip service to things. When this is why they don't like, they don't like Serena and and her sister Venus, because when they do the thing, all right, they face the thing. This is what I said when I listened to her video, and I was like, I have to give her prop to recognize the BS that they were telling her, and then she put them in their place and said that was a mean thing to say. All right, you should apologize and this kind of thing here. And this is what Pink is saying. He's giving her a shout out, okay, for doing it, not the ones talking about it. You hear all those people doing lip service and all of that. Oh, we support mental health and all of this, and then when the thing present itself, they're charging at her, saying, oh, she's doing it for publicity or something like that. Some tweets that I come across. Okay, now carry on. Have a good night. I'm making a sound out now because you all stress me out. All right, I don't follow her, but this is because they Thrive on Purpose. I follow, retweeted here. Let me go into this. Let me read at least 4 or 5. Okay, until they need a real job, and you have to teach them to be humble. Been there, done that. I've learned that being humble get you so much further in life. Not I deserve it. Okay, there is a difference between knowing your worth and entitlement. You can be kind and humble and still know your worth and the value of your effort. That is true. All right, Deep Pink, your album. All right, people's writing. So this is like a society saying, quote, hey, if you have mental health issues, stay home. That's how the what is it, the the French were trying to do here. All right, they put the rule here, and I'm repeating this. Naomi was willing to pay the fine, but it's when she brought it out and said, I'm willing to pay the fine, I'm not gonna do the press conference, and then they start pulling some trick under their hat, and then she said, I'm out, forget that. All right, this is here, quote, hey, if you have mental health issues, stay home. Shameful, so many options they could have given her to help her stay. I have a publicist at the press conference on her behalf, sent out statement, a lot of talk about mental health, but no action. Yeah, that's the thing here, the lip service. That's why. Okay, I can't believe the tennis association, they should be saying, quote, what can we do to help, rather than threaten her career. Okay, these are people who saw some of the other tweets. I can't come out. I think they took them down. All right, they were threatening her with her career, where Wimbledon was saying maybe she will not have any appearances, and I think U.S. Open was saying in the same kind of thing here. If you don't do the press conference, you can't participate and all of that. So that's the kind of threat. You see, other people saw it. Okay, hi gorgeous, how are you? Just say hi, and you're a super incredible person. All right. What is time? Okay. Also, can we as a next this dumb press briefing? Okay. I get not. Okay. The typo. Not this dumb press briefing. They serve no purpose anymore. All right. I thought this said no nominee, and I was confused. Okay, yes. Had she torn a muscle, the press will have said a tragic injury, but because it's to treat depression, it's selfish. Shake it off. Okay? That's almost the kind of saying that they were pointing out. Okay, Pink. Okay, people's writing their own thing here. We all need to take care of number one, because no one else is going to here to Naomi for taking care of her mental health and physical health, sending love and positive thought. Okay, this is actually a normal thought process. American pro sport is especially abusive and unrelenting. Okay, do the research. They think they're undercover, unlike the obvious rest. Okay, amen. You are a role model for your 14-year-old daughter, more than your rock star to me. Teaching our baby's truth. Hug from Michigan. Okay, how I wish your fine words of wisdom were around when I wanted to be a writer at high school in the 1980s. Instead, I believe in Mrs. Negative of the world. Love from Australia, by the way. Why I think we should never listen to people that doesn't get us, because we will get our goal in different times and different ways than the rest of the people, because we are all different. Indeed, somehow famous people don't get the same respect at our mental health, because somehow being famous supersedes mental health. Understand? That's a good way of putting it. Okay, just because she has money, therefore she should not have any mental issues. Okay, agree with you. Naomi is a great role model. Could you do a cover of the Stereophonic song Dakota, please? I like when there's a tweet that goes out, and then the comment relate to that tweet, instead of branching out, putting different things into it. All right, let's see here. This is it. For whatever it's worth, I'm proud of Naomi Osaka for putting her mental health, her well-being above everything. If you don't take care of your health, our wellness, well, then who will? What do we have if we don't have our health? Don't we know by now that success isn't worth our life? Okay, successful millionaire. Okay, but another successful millionaire, Osaka. That's the thing here. There's a lot of things money cannot buy. Okay, money cannot buy love. You see a lot of successful rich celebrities going in the divorce route many times. All right, money cannot buy peace and quiet. It's what makes you quiet. Then this is the thing people still don't get. Each and every one of us are different. We are individual. So each one of us is programmed differently. What works for one may not work for another. There's some people who probably thrive, okay, on doing those press conferences that Naomi despised. Okay, there's some people who thrive on having so much money where, they don't care. They could do whatever and just giving money out to, to make them happy or whatever it is. All right. People program differently. Let's see. There's 13 comment here. Okay. Enrich ourselves, our community, environment first and foremost, not incorporate fallacies, stacking the deck, and a socioeconomic catch-22, concentration camp, human zoo, pulling Kansas City shuffle. Okay. The working poor. Okay, I don't know what that means. Well, I'm not a successful millionaire. I can't even count in thousands on my bank account. But I did put my mental health above everything a few years ago, even if I couldn't really afford it. Yes, money helps to do that, but you don't have to be a millionaire. There it is. All right. Or maybe because she is so successful, she knows that it makes no difference to mental health. No, I'm sure she had gone to her own issues. Maybe we didn't know. Okay, I don't follow her, but I may not know all the little ins and outs about her. Okay, there's some people, as soon as they become famous, they can handle it. All right, a lot of great artists go haywire on that part. All right, people, wire differently. What may works for you may not work for them. A good point. People with lots of money are not supposed to have poor mental health, are they? Okay, they can buy happiness. No, it surely makes it harder to speak up, as people such as yourself appear to expect them to not be unhappy just because they have money. That's exactly that. That's true. All right. The point is that it is hypocrisy to say that mental health is more important than success when you are already successful. No, it doesn't make any point. Okay, you could still have both. Okay, you could have you could have lots of money and still be at peace. Okay, if you're at peace, you should thank to your stars. Thank God you have that peace of mind. All right. Look at one person that came in mind is Tina Turner. All right. She had some issues in her early career. Look at this. She find her peace. She retired. She's somewhere in the Alps somewhere. All right. She find her husband who like her, who love her. She's at peace. She's just right now collecting her royalties and all her song and stuff like that. All right. So people have to find different ways what makes them happy. All right. Just because you have money, that doesn't solve nothing. All right. Can you explain why that hypocritical? Surely it demonstrates an insight that you, possibly unsuccessful, simply don't have. All right. That's true. What's your point? Millionaire can have depression? Jeez. What is wrong with this guy? All right. Sucks that she was bullied into having to make that choice. That's true. All right. Thanks for supporting person with mental illness, man. We need all the love we can muster and understand from our peers and families. No more stigma and no more ignorance. Much love to you and your beautiful family. All right. And I'm sure, when you look at the me, you can see it came out perfect timing. And I think this is what happened with the French here. When Naomi said she has mental issues, they probably think she was doing a bandwagon because of the thing that Meghan and Oprah and Harry had just put out, where she's using that as a scapegoat kind of thing, but she wasn't playing. And this is the thing here: when somebody tell you something, is to take the time and listen. Okay, take the time and listen. If you can't, because for me, it's not all the time I could hear people's problem, but I'm not at the position to help people with mental problem, is to at least don't brush them off. Give them the time and said, right now is not the right time for me. I'll listen to you another time, if you don't mind. All right. And if you could suppress yourself to listen to it, and then, reserve your judgment until you analyze it yourself at a different time, because that's me. A lot of time I don't get things right away. It's after the fact. Sometimes it takes days. Out of nowhere, it popped up in my mind and I'm thinking about it, and that's when I come to a solution. So if you're that type of person, maybe you should give your 2 seconds of your time, listen to it, but hold your judgment. Let the person know, I'll come back to it. Okay, I'll give you my opinion of that. And when you do come with a answer for those people, is let them know about it. Don't just brush them off and let them, pretend they're whatever they're going through doesn't matter. That's where it usually hurt. And that's where some people who have those issues don't come forward. They're afraid. And you're looking at all the stuff that's going on in the US, the shooting left and right. Maybe some of these people have been showing signs and people fail to acknowledge it. There's a disease that's going on here. People need to acknowledge it. If you have the mental capacity and you come out on top, you know, take a time to listen to some of those people. All right, or help guide them to see the proper people to listen to them. All right, so that's that. I skip a couple things here. All right, there's no tweets. Let's see what's going on here. I skip one of the things here that they retweeted. What is that? Okay, 3 months on from Meghan's claim of racism, we learned that the Queen has been exempt from race and sex discrimination laws for more than 4 decades. The diversity czar, the royal plan to appoint, will be busy. That's from the thing I started reading. Buckingham Palace banned ethnic minorities from the office walls, papers reveal. That's from The Guardian. I think I read some part of it. All right. Speaking of that czar, where is the magic person? Hear no more about that czar that thus far. Let me go into and see what's going on. Okay. Crisis managers, diversity star. It really seems like the royal family is having a bad time. One might feel bad, except it was entirely self-inflicted, and as of yet they don't appear to have learned from the poor decision at all. Okay, that's true. That's for comment here. They can invite the head of the NAACP from the state to teach them a thing or two about diversity, and nothing will change. I bet they blame Harry for marrying a biracial woman. Like if they hadn't, none of this would be happening. What did I tell you, people? Go back to some of my old video. I told you the biggest mistake, okay? The royals' biggest mistake is to allow Harry to marry Meghan. I've said it from videos ago, all right? If you didn't want him to marry Meghan, why did you say the okay? And some of you, the response you guys got was telling me under that video is that they wanted to bring the income, okay, people to come and visit the UK to spend money and whatever, okay? So I told you from the beginning, their biggest mistake is to let Harry marry Meghan. And another response that I got from that video is that they were afraid Harry was gonna leave and marry her anyway, all right? Either way, the whole thing is they allowed him to marry her. Guess what? At that time, Harry was under their spell. Okay? It's when they got, well, maybe before they got married, that because there's a tweet that I come across where they retweeted it from the Me You Can't See, is that a lot of them were telling Harry to get help, all right, but he didn't take it serious. It's when he met Meghan, okay, and he didn't want to lose Meghan, and Meghan told him, okay, he need to get help because he didn't want to lose Meghan. He listened to Meghan, okay, and Meghan helped them see the way. Okay, some of you who probably see the Me You Can't See, the Me You Can't See or something like that, probably seen that clip already. It's after that, okay, he seek help and all of that. So because of that, either way, all right, for not sticking to their truth, because what they did is that they lied to Harry. They pretend to Harry that they're okay with the marriage, but Harry wasn't playing. He was dead serious. Either they told him yes or no, he was still gonna marry her, all right? So to pretend that they love her, they tell him yes, you could marry her, and then they went behind his back to undermine what they told him, where they send out those royal reporters, all those people to investigate, bring out Meghan's dad to talk all these negative things about Meghan and all of that. They tried to get people to talk negative about Meghan. They couldn't find any. They tried to pay 70,000, was it Simon Rex, to talk negative about her. They didn't get any of this. So the minute they told Harry, yes, you could marry Meghan, that was the beginning of the end for them. Okay, so now they're going deeper. The Guardian is going deeper to find more stuff. Okay, maybe it's the diversity czar is coming out with all of this. All right, they can invite the head of NAACP, they're not gonna find anything. So yeah, that was their biggest mistake. Okay, speaking of that czar, where is this magic person? Heard no more about that thus far. Like the supposed bullying investigation, the diversity czar feels like a thing they announced but will never actually follow on. They just wanted a favorable headline for a day or two. Yep. Now people's gonna ask what happened. All right, yes, a favorable headline and another lie. Talking point for the carnival of so-called expert and Megxit. The latter are still waiting with bated breath for result, hoping the investigation find Meghan in the room. Instead, they're digging to their closet. They're finding more stuff. I'm telling you, Diana must be the person who sent Meghan to be in Harry's life, because these are the things that Princess Diana was fighting within that institution. Look at it. Meghan and Harry no longer over there, and more stuff is coming out. Okay, more. There it is. More will come out in time. A lot more teeth to come from that part. Let's see. In time, the floodgates are going to open. We already see that currency of Meghan and Harry are losing its hold, since they can now use their voice. This means British tabloid will soon get really hungry. All bets will be off. Especially look forward to the Rosebush story. Yep, I see what you're saying here. Because now they're getting closer to their nonsense. Whatever they were hiding, the curtain of their, figurehead kind of nonsense. Things is getting closer. So before you know it, they're gonna start talking about Meghan and Harry. Then Harry's gonna talk some more. The more they keep on putting this going on, the more Harry's gonna talk. All right, and then now you're gonna start seeing about the Bush story gonna come out. Okay, it wasn't Meghan's claim. She simply repeated what her husband told her. That's true. Okay, perfect repeat. Let's see this one. The issue raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some recollection may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately. Let's see there. Prince Andrew, investigated for pedophilia and international human trafficking, is protected by the royal family, while Meghan had a smear campaign particularly articulated by Buckingham Palace and the tabloid. Yep, let's see this here. The diversity czar was a distraction. Talking about distraction, whatever happened to the bullying investigation? I'm telling you, so many things is happening. When one headline come up, they threw another headline, not even thinking. I've said this before. They keep on throwing nonsense after nonsense, and they forget as they're throwing out what they had said already. Is one lie to cover another lie, and now to go back, they have to backtrack all of that thing. All right, if they just come out with the truth, that'll be it. All right, it was 3 months ago when the British royal family and royal reporters and supporters were hyping that bullying investigation to focus solely on Meghan, no less, with their full chest. Yep, with their full chest. Now there is not a peep heard about it. I wonder if the palace figured out how racist it all seems. All right, I mean, the squad been telling it. All right. Oh my goodness, no surprise there, but then someone said there's so much, there's very much not a racist family. Now who was that? And who's that again? That's the egg. Okay, not even Cyphers will apply for this job. Okay, even just at the front, a lot of squad was saying, you don't see any colored people there. That one person who was colored, a black person who was working for them, left. Okay, not even Cyphers will apply for this job. Well, they just this line in their defense. As for my ancestors, quote, the issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some of recollection may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family diverse privately. Okay, maybe if the royal household compile ethnicity pay gap report like this one from the Lloyd Banking Group, the public will get to see what the state of the royal affairs actually is. Well, let's see here. Lloyd Banking Group with we published our first ethnicity gap, pay gap report. Okay, the report gives further evidence that Black, Asian, and ethnic minority colleagues are significantly underrepresented at senior level. Through our race action plan, we're committed to changing this. All right, 28 seconds. What is that? All right, so they're just putting this out. All right, so let me go. I'm already an hour 20 minutes. Okay, Biden and turning out to be an extraordinary president. How refreshing. All right, what is this here? That's U.S. politics. Okay, honestly, I didn't even really have any expectation. I was just happy Trump was out. But Biden and his administration, because you have to give them the same credit, exceed all my expectation. Okay, enjoy him while you can, because the Republicans are going to cheat their way into the presidency, the House, and the Senate. That is true. There's no lie here. I call it from day one. I call it 18 years ago. I said it, if he ever ran, he'd be the best president we ever had. People mock me. I still feel that way. Okay, President Biden is an extraordinary president. However, he needs to take more aggressive measures in prosecuting Trump. If not, what happened is that's not his job. Okay, his job is to run the country and protect the interests of the U.S. Abroad. It's what is it? The position of was it Billboard? What's that position again? What's that guy who was supposed that President Obama had put for something Garland? What's position he's at? The head of the whatever. That's his job to do that, to prosecute things. All right. So we may not hear much now. It's not like the same as Trump, where every day they're putting some BS out. All right. They're doing their work in the background. So when it's time for us to know, they let us know. All right, this is why some of the squad, well, not just squad, just people who are saying, you know, it's been a while that they could sleep well at night. All right, so our job is to sleep well and pay attention, and when it's time to vote, we go vote. All right, you look like one of these here that the Republicans find their way to cheat themselves out of this to get to the presidency. So our job is to make sure we vote. All right, keep on voting. All right, President Biden is an extraordinary president. However, he needs to take more aggressive measures in prosecuting Trump. I respond to that already. If not, the next coup could be successful. People ignore the red flag with Hitler and Stalin. 45 is using Hitler's playbook. What is it you're hearing? Like what was happening in New York with Cuomo, where you were hearing all those women coming out. He did some negative thing, and I said when that was happening is that if Cuomo did that, yes, he need to be prosecuted. But the underlying measure with all those women coming out is for him to quit. All right, to move out of his position. That way, one of the cronies will be taking his place to scratch out the investigation that's going in New York. Look how far New York is going on with Trump kind of thing here. All right, they haven't called him yet, but it's coming. And when you hear, what's this guy who was Trump had pardoned, he was a general, I forgot his name. Trump had pardoned him. Some of the thing that he's saying out loud is very scary. It's very scary. It's calling for a coup. What kind of thing is that? All right. This person is right also here. People ignoring a lot of red flags. All right, there's 40 comment here. Let me see. President of the United States is extraordinary, but House said that kindness, compassion, competent, and excellent communication skill are qualities that are now refreshing in a president. Okay, let me go into hers and see. The president does not make prosecutional decision. You see, this is what I say here. That will fall to the DOJ. That's the thing. I couldn't think about Garland. That's it. Garland. That's his job. All right, Garland. That's his job to do it. I agree with your frustration, though. I wish they will hurry up. That's true. You see, that's exactly what I was saying. But this person put it in more term. Some of the thing I could not I could not think of. Okay, actually, it is Congress that must act, and Congress, I kind of mean mention and cinema better not stand in the way of saving democracy. All right, because they were part of it. This is why they're blocking for the investigation for January 6th. Although there are concerns associated with taking this action, the immediate need is dire. The filibuster must be eliminated. All right, so let's just see. I don't know. Like I said, the U.S. is on a string right now. Even though Biden won, we are still hanging on a string. All right, what else is being said? There's new here. I leave this here and see myself out. What happened here? What is she responding to? I guess for the palace to be burned as Harry left. That's the only thing. What comment here? Okay, show reply. It has to probably had to do with what's going on with the palace here. Okay, soon to be Big Brother. All right, that's that. Okay, Pampers, coronavirus curb shutter. Okay, shutter thousands of Bangkok restaurant. All right, me watching karma hitting asses all the time. That has to do with what's going on with some of the report, the Guardian and all of that. Okay, La Prince. Okay, that's a different language. The wedding dress of Diana, Princess of Wales, is displayed at the centerpiece of the Royal Style and the Making exhibition at Kensington Palace. Let's see here. There's some. That was the dress. I don't know. For me, I don't really like that dress, but that's what she chose. But look at this. It didn't even last. The marriage didn't even last. So that's how they make money, to upkeep their stuff, so people to come and look at these things. And then even like the person who was in it. That's the thing here. So many baggage in that. All right, this is the thing. I mean, looking at it now, they adore material stuff. All right, the person who was wearing that, they didn't like her. Okay, we all could go back and look at history of things that happened with that woman who was in that dress. They didn't like her, but look at this. Now they put it in display. They prefer the thing that she was wearing, material stuff. My goodness, took her away from her two boys. Let me see here what some people are saying. We are meant, okay, that's different language. Okay, let's see here more. Okay, I can't read any of this. Let's see, there's English here. Okay, with my limited knowledge, I will say it was based on Victorian dress. I really have no idea what the dress is inspired by. I don't know if Victorian dresses were that red, but I don't like it a bit. Although Diana looked very beautiful. Yep, I don't like it myself. I don't like it. So all right, what else is going on here? All right, let's see. This man needs professional help. Okay. About what is it? Meghan Stalker. Piers Morgan signed a petition to get Prince Harry's title removed over 40 times. I'm not even gonna go in the comment. What is that here? Hope everyone learned a valuable lesson these last few weeks about why you should ignore bad faith complaints by conservative campus group. All right, but they need to be nipped in the butt. I hope everyone learned a valuable lesson these last few decades about why we should ignore complaints by conservatives. Okay, free speech for me, but not for thee. Okay, Hill that describes some Republican governors well to Wolf DeSantis cough. Okay, especially the one at Stanford. The modern white beautiful default has come to be flying. They simply can't be trusted at all, as they prove almost daily. So that's probably has to do with US thing here. Okay, what wicked vicious act? What is that? Crab farmers Jermaine Morris woke up to find his pens almost empty this morning. Morris said 95% of his crabs were stolen last night. The businessman was featured in yesterday's Glenner. He was detailing plans to expand his business. Someone came in and destroyed. Why, damn thieves, poor man. Okay, one thing Jamaicans don't like, and that's a thief, especially when people work hard for their things. Demons. Wow, that's very sad. Okay, all right, let's see here. Ben Pink, I feel seen. Mention that one friend who can argue with 12 people alone. Okay. Okay, I deleted because I was thinking you might not like it, but I wanted to tease you. Let's see here. All right, so there's not that much. Just when I was saying there's not that much. Okay, this is my sleep paralyzed demon. Chris Evans wrote that. She retweeted from Chris Evans. Good night. Let me look at the comment and then I'll go on Chris Evans. Okay, you could print this picture out and tape it inside a cabinet door and terrify people you live with. Okay, unfuckery. Yep, gonna have the nightmare. This picture looks exactly like his grandfather early this year. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm better than William, so it's fine. Oh my lord, what did Chris Evans say? Oh my lord, jeez, he's not even 40 yet. Jeez, okay, sweet dream, okay. On another note, my goodness, look at Harry, his face is completely changed, rejuvenated. Okay, light skin Harry. Okay, sweet dreams. Okay, by the way, can you give us an unphotoshop one of Kate? Oh my god, they really smooth her out. And I like to see what she really looks like. Oh jeez. Okay. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. Let me get out of there. All right. So, all right. This Apple mirror. Okay, this is Dr. Zenier. Okay, and just like that, the human rope, Kayla twisting herself into a knot. I'm becoming a fan. Listen, Kayla Adams. What is that now? Okay, it was palace official, not the royal family. This is now they differentiate things now. Okay, it was pre-1960. Oh my god, just when I'm about to stop, and there's something here regarding the Guardian. All right, so then from what I've shown already is that they need to get themselves out of the parliament kind of thing here, where they have the right to veto things. If that's the case, they need to get out of this. Now they start making excuses for them. All right, luckily, I guess this was meant to be that I saw all of these before I see this. All right, it was palace officials, not the royal family. It was pre-1960s. I can only imagine how bad things were in that days and age. Yes, it was still bad then, but certainly not an excuse. Why do palace officials always act high and mighty? It changed drastically since. Buckingham Palace banned ethnic minorities from office roles, paper reveal Guardian. Okay, there's Camilla here again. The Queen nor the family will have had much input at all in hiring staff. They had people for that. I'm glad that they now have ethnic minorities in very high position now, like air cruise directors of their foundation working on their biggest project, etc. As I'm reading this, I'm laughing because you had one in the royal family they kick out. Oh, you had one within the royal family where things were put in a knot where she had to leave because things were so unbearable. Oh my god. I wonder how much they pay her for these acrobatics. Let's see here. Okay, this hurts me physically. Okay, she's trying so hard to hang on to her dreams. All that hero worship wasted in those people. Okay, pay no attention to that man behind that curtain. Okay, this is the most dedicated palace employee ever. You think she is a royal reporter? Or could she be Angela Kelly? The only, this one, so this admit Betty has no power. This is the thing they're trying to make us see here. But as we read before, she has a lot of power, okay? And racism was okay then. Okay, the royal are really not involved in anything, so of what you use all day, okay? It's like it's a double sword. If you don't have that power, you're just a figurehead and all of this. So why, when Parliament is making a law or something like that, why does it has to come to you first? All right, so it's like a double sword here. Pick one. Or before people just get all tangled, you're confusing people and say, forget it, you abolish you don't need to be a figurehead. Just pick a palace and then the rest of the country will manage it. All right, the people who goes visit the palace, that money will go toward taxing. All right, I wonder how much they pay her for this acrobatics. Okay, I read that. These are the stories I read and can see why Harry and Meghan always point out the family and the firm. And I've said that too. Okay, I could differentiate people who just go back to some of my old videos. But when you look at it though, it's like they pick one when it fits them at a certain time. All right, they're playing both sides though. All right, I did say that there's two entities, the family and the firm, but they entangle themselves in any less circumstances that popped up, and they pick one to fit their narrative. All right, they play both sides. The thing here. All right. Okay, they are linked. Sometime you gotta wonder who's in charge. Okay, what happened is that who's in charge, and this is something I've said in some old videos, is that some politician who wants to keep the royals in check are the one who's running the firm. All right, so why will I say that? It is the kind of thing where they want to make sure they're not too overpowered and too powerful, and at the same time they need them because the people, okay, some people who still hypnotized by them to still see them as the figurehead kind of thing, but they're pretty much like a puppet kind of thing here. But when certain topic comes up, they play both sides. They pick one over the other depending on the topic. All right, so it's politician who's running it, and at the same time guiding them into extension at the same time. But when the Harry and Meghan make that point, they lose it. All right, what a fool. Let me be okay, exactly. The British media and idiots who can comprehend pile on them when they call out the firm and say it's about the family, when it's a perfectly clear how that business run. The more you study that business, British press, the more you believe Harry and Meghan. Okay, there it is. They said the truth and they bounced. And now look at this. It's been what, almost 2 months now? We're seeing what they're saying is coming true. Okay, what a fool. I guess little bit has no power, so what's the point of them? That dumbass always gives reason for abolishing the monarchy. Alright, this is what I do not understand. Anything negative, bad issue the family has no control over. Things are always staff fault, but never them. Okay, if that is so, why are they there? Other than waving ribbons, cutting, and bringing worship to why hold on to this? That was to what purpose? Kayla is so good at her job for that peanut. They pay them there. She deserves better. Okay, to say that the employer doesn't know what the employees do for them is sad. It is going to be interesting to see them try to work out how to spend this. Meghan and Harry told the truth, and Karma is out for blood. This is where that now I understand. This is why some of the squad, when they put a statement out, they don't give any reference. I know I have to go to Omid's thing to find out what's going on. So when they one of the squad put a is it Elmo and then the fire in the back and said, I'm just gonna leave that out, I knew it had to do with something like this here. All right, so they put a statement out, and then all of a sudden, it's not the palace fault, or it's not the firm fault, or it's not the royal family fault. Now you're making people cry out and said, okay, if it's not you, and who's running the show, so we don't need you. All right, let's see. Yep, and I'm here for it. This mucho color dummy, mucho latte. If Betty is powerless as queen, then she admit that Willie will be even more powerless, and Kitty will still be irrelevant as queen consort. All right, that's the thing they want to tell people, but they have full power over there. Spokesperson for Buckingham Palace, Miss Kyla Adam. And the thing is that I think there's a lot of things that's brewing and that we don't really see. I think there's like chaos going on here. Everything that they try to do is coming out. You see, when William went to Scott, they find out that he was in a secret meeting. All right, it's to keep on holding something that they had a grip on is failing. We're not seeing the true thing that's coming out, but little here and there you see there is chaotic going on here. All right, maybe the politician, the Tories are telling the palace, I don't know what we could do anymore. They figured out your plan. All right, well, first we said you're not the figurehead or you're not involved in politics and all of that. They're figuring out, so we can't hold on no more. So there's chaotic thing that's going on. It's like chicken running without head in the palace. Oh, how much can they do to hold on anymore? All right. Number 3, she's just corroborating what Meghan and her have been alluding to. Okay, but Meghan referred to the firm, aka palace officials. They said she was referring to the royal family because the queen is the head. But now the family is is exempted. Pick a side, palace mouthpiece. Okay, that's the thing here. I mean, Meghan is very smart. The minute she saw things and her things was running, and this is why, you know, she's still talking to the queen and all of that. She told her truth and she's bound. And now there it is. This is the chicken running without a head here. They don't know how to play this. And what happened is that the queen was playing both sides with her. All right. So to not insult Harry's grandma, because Harry very much respect his grandma. All right, so Meghan picked the lesser of the two evil. Okay, pick a side and point the finger at the most evil one and says the palace. And now they're saying it's not the palace. So there it is. Meghan did her truth and she bounced. All right. Let's see here. What else? I just tired. Meghan said the courtiers, they said she was having a go at the senior royal and explain why. Okay, so how is this different? Okay, Kayla putting in overtime for the palace. Such a dedication. Okay, the mental hoop. This is the squad sitting back and just having a laugh with that. Okay, the mental hoops she uses to always excuse her faith and almost applaudable. Okay, I don't know what has happened, but the royal family has definitely pissed off the Guardian newspaper. That's when they start talking, because they don't have Meghan and Harry to talk about. This is the thing here. They're starting to spill the bean. My thought exactly. It's either they were denied an exclusive by the royal family or they haven't been paid. Okay, the Guardian isn't exactly a porno monarchy. Far from it, still a highly problematic newspaper though. Alright, I'm glad it's not kissing the monarchy's ass like the rest of the tabloid. Alright, look at this pic. I took a trade book, simply swapping colonial Commonwealth as if it undoes all the damages and racism that still lives today. What happened this year? History, CDC was established as the Colonial Development Corporation in 1948 to assist the economic development of the then British dependent territories. In 1963, it was renamed the Commonwealth Development Corporation, and those Commonwealth countries which had attained independence since 1948 were included in the area of its operation since 1969. It has been able to operate in any development countries, used subject only to the approval of the Minister for Overseas Development. Okay, statutory background. I'm telling you, some of the squaddies who are in school, who's taking some classes for things, I'm telling you, the squaddies are making those classes more interesting for this squaddies. Okay, CDC constitutional and powers are laid down in Commonwealth Development Corporation Act 1978 and 1986. The act defines CDC purpose as to assist overseas countries in the development of their economies. It may do this by investigating, formulating, and carrying out projects for the promoting or expansion in overseas countries of new or existing enterprise of special classes. I feel like there's some stuff in this that I've said, based off my humble opinion kind of thing here, is that, each time each time people are getting close to their BS, okay, for them to be in existence, each time people come closer to revealing the truth, okay, they threw another dog bone kind of thing to chase that dog bone before you reveal the truth. And this is what I'm seeing with that CDC here, the purpose of it. Okay, they're studying things that's going on. Look at the thing in one of the tweets, the Republic. I think some someone mentioned in the comment section that Hugo have already uncovered. I don't have time to watch all of these, but at least I'm able to see for what it is. Why is it the Republic thing where they're playing both sides? Okay, it's probably the royal family who created it to get the insight of what's going on, what people are saying, so they could adjust themselves. That's the thing here, to adjust themselves according to what people are saying, or just change the narrative. Okay, they're not gonna change. It's just to what is it? Anne already said they're not gonna change. All right, so this has already been concrete, cemented, and said it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna change. But what they're doing, however, is creating different posts, different places, like the Republic, pretending to be against monarchies, but instead they're there to just eavesdropping under the people to hear what they're saying, so they could change the narrative of what the monarchy is all about. Okay, the CDC, it was there to create it, to see what the Commonwealth is saying. That way they could readjust themselves, not themselves, but readjust the narrative to the Commonwealth. All right, it's paying lip service kind of thing. All right, paying lip service with you, with this and that. And I've been saying it since the video that had the flag of the United Kingdom. All right, when I look back and I said, this cannot be. These people, they set them up for failure. My goodness. And little at a time, you're seeing it. All right, I'm not even in that class. I never take whatever class she's taking. I saw this coming mile away. Okay, can the royal family please tell us who their diversity czar is? Okay, yes, the one they announced they were hiring right after the Oprah interview, and around all the photos of Will and Chuck being circulated with person of color. All right, how bad things were then. What does that mean? That is better now in the palace. We don't know this. The firm isn't a transparent organization and never has been. It's okay to love the queen, but to say she shouldn't ultimately take responsibility for the firm errors is wrong. Okay, that's that. Because she has the final say, no matter what. Okay? All right, if I'm the boss of a company and my employees have to get my signature on laws and regulation of my business, won't that make me complicit and mastermind behind the law, knowing I have signed to give my consent to said law? Okay, make it make sense. All right, this is where people start asking questions. Okay, I mean employer. Okay, are they calling the lady who works at Diana's foundation part of the palace official under the royal family, because there's no other black person in their foundation? Okay, so silly. Who are they playing with that part? All right, let's see. Twitter have all sort of that girl will be wiped there behind and thank them for their privilege. Okay, who is this royal apologist? Okay, the royal family said the culture, the courtiers and staff fall in line. Okay, she has no shame. I like how she can claim that a person of color now, but can actually point to or name any. I think there's less than 3 and a 400 staff. Shame on them. Okay, she only names 2 and 1. One of them left and Meghan left. They hire a white equerry in 2020. Okay, Simone Biles, watch out. Looks like somebody been practicing their flips. All right, what is this? Okay, I don't know. Do ethnic minority want to work for them? It is my understanding that the pay is not the best. In fact, it's peanut. Okay, this is the thing here. They're using their name to what is it, to get people to work for less for them. All right, because I'm this prestige, I'm this. Okay, when you could put that in your resume that you work under us, so therefore, guess what? We're paying you peanut. I mean, this is the mastermind with these people. This is the mastermind with these people. This is why they felt like Harry and Meghan cannot use the word royal in their name and all of that. They were trying to keep it prestige, this kind of thing. When in fact, Harry and Meghan are the prestige one. When you look deep into the royal family, their crappy kind of behavior, they're worse than prestige. I don't know what's worse than crap. All right, they so whatever. All right, they like to play lip service, but the hard work, they can do that. All right, so I'm gonna stop now. If you read this, that's good, and if you have time, just hit up where the subscription for a link for PayPal if you want to help support this channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.